just 5-minute qualifying. That's it. So we should be back online here with the stream. So everyone, welcome back here to round 1, race 2 here at Algarve of the Formula Renault Gold Cup for ANZCRL, Australian New Zealand Combined Racing League. And again, we have the pleasure to have Knight Pegasus with his expert commentary.
Hey, I think welcome. I've even got my mic working this time, so I'm on cue.
Yeah, did you tick it this time?
Now I've said check.
Because we're doing it again, you might have to tick it again. Yeah, nice.
I'm in. That's good. So Craig Jones, this is the talking point. Where did he come from? Was he some sort of hero in Portugal, in the Algarve region? I don't know. Or on a Saturday, is there someone that might have lost his life on that corner?
Well,
sure.
While we're in practice, and you're looking at there, I'm just going to put a big search down for Craig Jones, Algarve.
Yep. Yeah, okay. And I think what we might do through the week is, I'm not sure where we're racing next, but I might look up the track map, and then, as I alluded to at Hockenheim, the corners that aren't named, get some people to put subscribe some names. So we've got names for every corner. Because here at the moment, we don't have a name for turn 2, turn 6, turn 7, 11, and 12. Not that we've mentioned any of them.
Well, next weekend, actually, for everyone that's thinking what's round 2 here of the Renault Gold Cup, we're going to be over at Bruno. Round 2 next Sunday night. Yeah, for 16 laps around that track. That's another undulating circuit as well. Famous for the MotoGP bikes. And,
that's where I know it from. Yes.
It's a nice little track here on Project Cars. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up this thing about, I think it was a motorcyclist.
Okay.
So just looking at that, looks like he's probably has passed away. It's in memory of him, obviously. Turn 9.
Okay, so that explains it. So, yes?
He actually passed away racing his motorbike around Brands Hatch. So obviously he must be from Portugal, and that's why they've in memory of him, the Portuguese, they've named that turn 9 as in memory of Craig Jones. So there you go, a little bit of history. He was a motorbike rider and passed away there in Brands Hatch.
Interesting. It's not a name you'd associate with Portuguese, would it? Is it? Craig Jones?
No, not at all. So that was back in October 2009 or 2008. Actually, he passed away.
What a tragedy. So he's immortalised now. Yes.
Yeah, he's been immortalised here in his ANZCRL Combined Racing League. We've seen quite a bit of action there in. On the corner named in memory of himself, Craig Jones, turn 9.
And we're just seeing the final minutes of practice here. Well, actually, the final minute. Everyone's just got to cross the line. There we go, Dark Lord's managed to get back in. Welcome back. Great to have a full field.
Yeah, so we've got he disconnected there we went straight from the lobby into practice, so it's good that he's in. So hopefully when we change through from practice to qualifying, no one else drops out, and they'll be good to go, because we only got 5 minutes for qualifying, and as most people that play Project Cars know, when we do online, you've only got the last 3 minutes. No one can join in after that. You can join and be a spectator, but you can't participate in the race when there's less than 3 minutes remaining.
Well, how was that Got Gecko? He was trying hard there. All sorts of sideways out of turn 14. Turn 14. The gulp corner, as we like to call it. On the rugged edge.
It was a gulp corner. Yeah, that turn 15, we just
And a
has
code
shown a
brown.
little bit of action there. Code brown, yes.
There we are. Of course, these don't mean anything. This is just practice, and people are probably just out there tweaking some tyre settings. But as you can see, Dread, Aussie Carter's got Gecko top of the list. Speedy to Bandit. Well, we saw what he was capable of. And I hate to say this, but I reckon Aussie cars would feel robbed by Speedy the Bandit. Just had to get that one in there. And Metal Drive, welcome to the fray, Metal. Missed out with technical issues in race 1, but he's back. So unknown quantity at the moment. Commander Cirrus with a good drive, he finished 3rd. Bit off the pace. Dark Lord back in. He actually got a lap in, believe it or not. Dado Racer, Matty Seeking, Slide Science. Not quite sure what happened to Slide. And there's one more on my list which I need to go find.
Lockie 55.
Lockie.
Didn't set a time, so we'll continue on to qualifying. The guys will be hanging out to get in there, and looks like we've got 11 there, so that's a good sign.
Good sign.
And should be a very hectic 5 minutes, guys. I did have a word with Aussie Carters and a few of the other guys at the back of the pits there after race 1, and mate, they were murdering the front left tyre there after turn 15. They were having a lot of problems. And that's what ended up happening with Matty Seeking, where he just couldn't hold off his teammate Cirrus. He just had no turning on that front left after it's just been murdered from turn 15. So they're all hoping that they can rejig their tyre pressures and try and overcome a little bit of that overheating in the front left that gets murdered around the final corner if it turns 14 and 15.
If you look at the map, it's, turns 1, 2 and 3 are just all right-handers. And then you've got that little kink going through the first timing loop down the back here. That's flat out with the
turn 7.
right-hander.
Yeah.
Turn 7,
That's
yeah.
right.
And then you've got the big load. Turns, I think it's 13, big load up, and then, like you say, turns 14, the final corner. So, yeah,
15, yeah.
I don't want to come back as a left-hand front tyre around this track.
No. Actually, at the
It's
moment,
torture.
with this coronavirus, my weight's been piling on just a little bit. I wouldn't mind losing a little bit of weight, so maybe I could be a front left and take a little bit of weight out.
Yeah. I think we're all suffering from that, Woody.
Yeah, well, I had another training run today with our soccer team, so we had a little 7-man little skill session, which was good, and I can tell you what I was feeling it after about 15 minutes, so yeah.
I'm feeling it just listening to you.
It's good to be back on the paddock, and I can't wait to see it happen. But here we go, a lot of these timed laps now.
So who we
About
got?
2 flying laps, I'd say. Dark Lord at the moment. In
Dark
the,
Lord
number
first
9D
across.
box.
And then I think it was Lockie. I'm just going to try and remember which order they're in. Who's behind him? Can we get to see? I think that's Dado. Yep, and then who's behind Dado? I just missed that one. Missed that. Who's that? He's not there. Didn't see who's
Sirius
behind
is up
Dado.
around turn 12 there.
Oh, yeah. I just realised something. Currently watching, and it tells me who's next. Only take me a year and a half to work that out. So we've got Matty Seeking next. And then we're down to Lockie. Oh, look at this. Looks like I actually know what I'm doing.
It doesn't quite work.
Metal Drive.
Sort of works.
Then Dread. Oh yeah, it does. Doesn't it?
Here
Good old
comes,
project
we're
cars.
going to be interesting to see what Aussie Carters can do if he can get back on pole, set that fastest time again.
Yes. So we'll try and follow him across the line. The slide sign's actually second. Oh, he's not.
No, it looks like Dark Lord's first over the line. Will be.
Then Lockie. Now,
First
Lockie
line
will be. Lockie's going to be a bit cagey. He's going to hang back. He's going to try and get the draft, and he's going to try and get DRS as well as they come across the line. Is he close enough? I think he is.
But DRS, I believe they can use any time. They don't have to be close to anyone. It's not like Formula 1. So you can be running on your own and actually engage the DRS.
And there we go. Lockie.
And there's Lockie.
Oh, and Dark Lord gets out of the way now. Who we say was next? Dado, he's put in a lap. And all of a sudden I've lost control.
So Aussie Carters
Speedy
is
the
the
Bandit.
fastest with a 29.5. We probably just wanted to see if you can pick up Dread, maybe, if you can get Dread.
There we go, just coming onto
See
the
what
straight
time-
now.
Yeah, because the battle's going to be between him and Aussie and also Gecko.
Aussie straight to the top,
Let's see what...
and Gecko. In comes Dread.
Oh, Dread. 128.144. Unbelievable
Yeah.
lap.
1.3 seconds faster. But we know Aussie's got it in him. Dark Lord's put in
Yeah,
his
that's
pit.
right.
Put in his lap and has gone into pits. Slide Science didn't get a lap in. Middle Drive just got
Looks
one.
like Metal Drive getting balked there with Slide Science, so that's Metal won't be happy about that. That's
And
ruined,
he's gone.
Oh, that was always going to happen. We had the good view, whereas their view, Metal Drive probably would not have even seen where Slide Science was. But
Speedy
Metal
the
Drive's
Bandit
lap was ruined anyway.
drive through there. Yes, it's tough. And he's in the pits.
So you might want to just
There's a
go
few
find Aussie Carters. Here he
We
comes
are.
around. Final
He's
corner.
got the
He's not going
draft
to get another
too.
lap in.
He's got the
He's
draft.
going to want milk every beat of this out of...
Dado.
Is that Dado in front?
Yep.
Yeah.
And there we
yes,
go.
a 127.820. Sensational lap. And look at what his teammate can do. Unassisted
Gecko.
with no help coming down the starting straight.
We've got Dread behind him.
Yeah, so Dread's going to be... We're going to have to... we don't have to go to him, but we've seen him come over the finish line here. And what can Dread do? He can't do anything.
Either.
He's didn't improve.
We got left.
So
Cirrus.
see if
across
she's
the
coming
line.
up. And I think Lockie maybe. Was it Lockie coming around just the
Yes.
first sector? Into the second sector? So we should be able to see a lap from him maybe. Oh no, that's it.
You got it. So Cirrus the last one across the line. Well, it looks like as
So
you
there's
were.
There we go. So Aussie Carter's 32. On pole again with Dread beside him. So hopefully we're not going to have a repeat of race one. And then he's got his teammate going to be right behind him. And then Cirrus in fourth position.
Fourth position.
And
Dado, good
Dado
qualifying from him. 130.3.
with Lockie.
Lockie,
and the man
and they
that
had
caused a lot of the problem there is Speedy the Bandit. He's in the fourth row of the grid. So he's a fair way back. So hopefully he doesn't dive bomb everyone and cause any incidents there. And everyone gets away well. And we should see a nice clean start. So
Then Matty Seeking, Dark Lord in 9th, Metal Drive, welcome to the fray, Metal, 10th. Of course, got balked there, Slide Science didn't set a time. Going to be an interesting race here. So we've got Speedy the Bandit, Lockie and Dado Racer, which battled it out for a good 5 or 6 laps in that previous race for 5th position. As we know, we've got the voodoo curse on the number 5 here, so interesting to see
number 5 at the moment, starting number 5, Dado Racer. So he'll be wanting to get into 4th position if he can, straight from the start off and run down there.
And get away from
on the
it.
inside of Cirrus. Yeah, so he'll be on the inside though. Cirrus is on the outside on row 2 and Dado on row 3 on the inside. So if you get a good start and follow Gecko down through turns 1 and 2, you could make it that position up. So anyway, we'll go on to the race. And the guys will be making sure that they're loading up their tunes again. And Lockie,
fuel,
as we saw, fuel. Yeah.
Let's watch this.
It's amazing.
Is he
I don't know how many
in?
races we've run and guys running out of fuel. Well, we didn't run out of fuel, but just not getting it right. So
it's the sign of a champion, isn't it? According to the bingo. Run out of fuel, join the list of champions. There we go. Lockie, he's made sure of it this time. He's got full 70 in there. We didn't see how much, got this bit distracted. Well, because there's so much on, normally I check the fuel at the end of the race. So I'm not quite sure how much they use, so maybe 70 is enough. There we go. So 64, 60 for Dread. That's why he runs away. He just runs a bit lighter every time. Got Kiko, 66, Dado, 64. We've seen Lockie. Everyone else has got theirs in. Oh, we go Dark Lord again,
Dark Lord,
57. 66 and 73. So Dark Lord, that's probably why he was a bit quick in the early stages. He's running a bit lighter than the rest of them. So anyway, we get ready to start. Hand him over to the starters' orders.
Nerves. I think actually they're on the outside there on pole. So I was saying that Dado will be on the inside if he gets a good start following Got Gecko, but he's not. He's on the outside, but that's the rubbered up part of the circuit. So
that's it, the clean side of the track.
Yeah,
I think this change
Aussie
came about.
Carter's-
This change came about back in the days of Senna and Prost arguing over which side of the track to start on. Used to start on the inside, but then they realised that that's the dirty side, and the tyres don't stick.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
I think that's why that change came about. And here we go. Who are we going to ride on board with? We'll go with Commander Cirrus. He's in the mid pack, and they're away. Good start from everyone.
It's like
start to spread.
Dread's had a great start.
He's had a great start. Dirty side or not.
That's around
They
the
all get
outside.
through.
Yeah,
Can't quite see, is
close
it?
Speedy to Bandit. Speedy
Can't
to
quite
Bandit.
see
It's
that.
getting close.
The cameraman
Look
zoom.
at what's
Oh, someone's
through.
around in the back there. Slide science off.
Slide science. In the D box. But it's
They
a
all
lot
run
cleaner
wide.
start.
Not
So they
cleaner.
learnt a little bit, but they just got to make sure they hold it together for these next few corners.
Dado's dropped down a bit.
Dado.
Dives up the inside. Gets hold of Matty Seeker. They're away.
Yeah, Matty seeking, and then Metal Drive's just trying to stick it down the inside, and he's got himself on the outside now, Matty seeking.
Anyway, head to the front.
Aussie Carter's.
Aussie Carter's pulling away. Second lead already over his
And he's got-
brother and teammate, Got Gecko.
Yeah,
Over
and that's
here.
his. That's going to be there. That was their plan too, so he can hopefully hold up Dread and let Aussie run away and get a nice little buffer. So Dread knows that his Gecko's not going to make it easy for him, so he's going to have to pull out all the big guns, Dread. And we're going to see. We don't see Dread under a lot of this sort of pressure. If he wants to see out front,
I've never seen him in this position. I've never seen him in this position.
So,
I've seen him in second. I've seen him in first. I've never seen him in third. So he's like a fish out of water at the moment. What's he going to do? There's a bit of a battle going on. Speedy to Bandit, Commander Cirrus, weaving all over the track, trying to break the
This
toe.
could end up nasty. They want to concentrate on this corner.
Picking up rubbish on the tyres. Good if that
Yeah,
cameraman
but,
would just pan out.
Credit
They'll
to
get
them,
through.
they've kept that. And Speedy the Bandit's going to really enjoy having that front wing back on after doing most of that race without it on. And, he just saved himself from a little bit of a tank slapper there.
He's got too much grip on the front. He's got oversteer. He's not quite used to it. And we got Lockie and Dado fighting in the background here as well. So three-way struggle, and we talked about this. And as predicted, Speedy the Bandit, he's used the Voodoo car and he's got up into fifth, believe it or not, while we weren't watching. Dado's got a penalty as well, so he didn't get to fourth, and the Voodoo doll came out, and it's worked a treat for Speedy to Bandit.
Yeah, like Dado had a bit of bogged it down just a little bit off the start, and he dropped those positions fairly early.
Something's
maybe
happened to
he was,
Metal Drive
planning-
too. The pits early.
Oh, he's in the pits. So,
Something we didn't see.
He's
had an off
obviously
somewhere.
found the wall. Yeah.
Maybe he had a tangle with Slide Science at some stage. Not too sure.
No, I think Slide Science was actually out on the grass at one stage there, so I think it could have been someone up further up, or he's just done it on his own, but that's the lap down. Here comes the leaders.
What's the
And here
line?
comes Dread. It'd be good to watch this and see how he handles Gecko and how Gecko can defend, and we know Gecko is a hard person to pass. Oh,
He's had to get out of it there,
Had the
Gecko.
inside. Yeah, but he's got the inside running here, and hopefully he can protect the inside, but it looks like Dread's got him. Dread's having a good look. And yes, Gecko's made that light work for Dread.
He has. He did make it light work. Didn't try at all to block him, did he? But
No,
Dread,
well,
he's away.
I guess at the end of the day, he knows his brother's got pace. Aussie Carter's his team.
Oh, he runs
there goes
wide
Dread.
there.
He's just
Down over the
Gecko's
hill.
trying to see
Defending
if
on-
he's going to be on the outside though.
He's got the
That's
inside for the next
that
corner.
Craig Jones corner.
Goes around the outside of Craig Jones.
Yeah, he had the power of Craig Jones there on turn 9 and made that move up into turn 10. Portimao.
Oh, lights
he
up
just
the tyre.
Lighten up the. Yeah, the left rear. He's thinking, well, the right rear, the right front gets the left front gets a punishing. I might as well put it on the left as well.
Yeah, trying to balance them out. All right.
Yeah.
What speed do we get up to going down here in the slipstream? DRS enabled. 287, 290, 296, pulls out, 299. Oh, defends. Oh, defends hard. Was that a double move there? Could be a protest. I don't know. Looked like a double move from where I was sitting.
That reminds me of Estoril, I think, with Senna and Mansell back in the day, 92 or something like that, when they ran almost wheel to wheel.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
You're on board with that?
That was a great bit of racing. Even my heart was pumping.
Unbelievable. So, yes.
Great sportsmanship by both the drivers there, and Dredd did the right thing, and he knew that he was getting squeezed a bit, and he gave him that room. He didn't hold on to the line, and if he did hold on to his line, there would have been an accident for sure.
Yes, that's it. You got to know when to fold them, as the song goes. And he folded there. 14 laps to go. Heaps of time. All right, we'll move to the other. Oh,
no, I'd stay on here at the moment, but at the moment this is very exciting to see. Most of our viewers have probably seen not much of Dredd have to make this sort of these decisions in battle, and it's good to see that he's proven himself as very capable in this situation as well.
See how close he gets.
What a great view. That's beautiful. And Gecko knows now he's under a lot of pressure now. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this one off. Oh, look at this.
They almost touch.
Oh, the sparks are almost flying. Beautiful work. Gecko's trying to hang around the outside here. Look, he's got the speed. He's just going to have to try and... Don't think he's going to be able to pull it around.
Great
able
driving.
to hang around the outside and get that turn and return 4 on the inside.
Oh,
but,
there we go.
It's just
got the run out of that corner
Gecko
there.
Napping.
He's going to get the job done.
Gecko just let his guard down, but he's looking for the famous crisscross, the under cut there.
Under and over.
Under and over.
Good racing.
Don't these cars sound good?
Oh, and he's looped it.
Gecko.
Oh, sorry. It's back up and running though. Just pushed a bit hard. Probably had a bit less air on the front wing then. Got the throttle a bit early. And looped it round. But he's not far off the pace. He can get this back.
Yeah, look at the way that they held each other up. They looks 28 Aussie was doing, and they were doing 30. Oh, basically 30s. And 7, nearly 8 seconds of difference that Dredd has to make up now on Aussie Carters. So
yes,
now we're going to have to see if Aussie can do what Dredd does and just drive his race out in front and make no mistakes. And it looks like Aussie will going to have to hold off maybe in the last few laps, depending on their lap times here.
And how much have they hurt their tyres in that battle as well? We talked about the front left cops are pounding, so need a couple of laps just to cool it down, get under control. But Dredd's got the bit between the teeth though. He's already pulled back half a second in that first sector, so it'll be interesting to see if he can chase him down. We'll just run through, have a look at a bit of the other field. So we've got Cirrus here, holding it together so far. He's got a 2-second lead over Speedy the Bandit in his favoured 5th position. Loving that front wing on there. Then we've got Dado. The Bandit and Dado both got time penalties coming at the end of this. Then another 2 seconds back to Lockie, just biding his time. Wonder how much he learnt from the first race. Matty Seeking had a great race, finished 4th the first race. A bit further back this time. Will he work his way up?
Absolutely blistered his front left. They were unbelievable. I don't know how he even kept that car going. They'll blister up really bad.
Oh, hanging in there. Slide Science after his early spin, back in the race, up to 9th, and we got Dark Lord in the pits. Must have had it off. Did he go back out to see his wife again out in that gravel trap? I'm not sure. We didn't see that. And Metal Drive.
Nice
Metal Drive back on. Of course, it's his first race, so just settling into these cars. don't know. It looks like he could have a chance to race with Dark Lord later on. Here we go, Lockie.
Yeah.
Mowing
This
down
is looking
Dado.
tasty.
We've got another battle up in front of these guys. Holds onto it. Dado runs a bit wide. Lockie all over the back of him, has to pull out. Dado defends. Who's got the better run out of this corner?
So Lockie
like
going
Dado.
around there in the 5.5s in the Premier Motorsport car. It's in the livery of there of Bandai Namco Entertainment. And,
who we got?
We've got Dado just there up in front in that Scuderia. Rapper Olio, is it? Olio.
Yeah, the Rapper Olio. Apparently it runs on olive oil. One of the new eco fuels. One of the new eco fuels for this this category of motor racing. And
well, we did call it the Renault Gold Cup, so there you go.
We missed that while we're watching them. Speedy the Bandit got past Commander Sirius. Speedy the Bandit was locked up there. Sirius has got back on his tail. Once again,
so now he's
going to
have Speedy the Bandit. So he's shown great racecraft here after having a bit of an issue there, turn 1 in race 1, and he's fighting his way back. He started, I believe, in 7th, I think it was, and
yes, he did.
Now in 4th, and it looks like we just dropped Lord, but I think Lord didn't get out of the pits, and maybe he had a few issues there, so that's unfortunate. Lap 7 for him, I think.
Yeah, electrical problems has taken him out of the race. Now the question here is, will Speedy the Bandit's Voodoo car Dole work against him? Because he was trying hard for 5th, and now he's not in 5th, so will it work the other way and put him back? We'll have to wait and see. But this is where the race is at the moment. Dread's not making any inroads into Aussie Carter's lead. And got Gecko, he's probably pushed his tyres a bit hard and he's dropped off and just sitting 4 seconds behind Dread. But these two guys are battling it out. A good test for Commander Sirius here. Following someone, chasing someone down. He tends to do well when it's this situation. It's when he gets in front of them that he loses the plot sometimes. So let's cross our fingers, hope he puts up a good race. There, bounce, not quite in range. If we head through to Dado, seems to have got we've lost Lockie as well somewhere.
Lockie's still there. He's or he should be somewhere there.
Can't see him on my screen.
Well, we did have 11 and we got 10 up there, but maybe he's in the... jeez. There you go.
He's gone. So, no, he's the one that's gone. Dark Lord is still on the track, so we lost Lockie in there.
Lockie left. Okay, so it's Lockie. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate for his first time back. We've got Matty seeking Slide Science somewhere. Come on, cameraman, get it together. Where's the producer? Here he is, coming across the line. Dark Lord out there in the D box.
Metal Drive, what's he, 12 seconds behind, so it would be interesting to see if he can make inroads.
Yes.
It's going to be...
there we go. Just got that in time. So, that's a tricky right-hander there. It's off camber, up the hill, and I don't think it matters how much downforce you've got. If you get on the accelerator early, you're going to spin. And like I said, I think the Voodoo Dole car is bitten Speedy the Bandit. He's got a bit of his own medicine back in the 5th place, but he's hanging thereabouts.
Yeah, this is going to be a great little battle, and looks like Aussie Carter's is still faster than Dredd, and he's been pulled that gap out to just over 8 seconds now. So halfway through the race, he's looking pretty good at the moment, Aussie.
So just talk about the point system here. So if we run through these races and we have two guys on, say for example, Aussie and Dredd trade 1st and 2nd places all season, and we've got 2 dropped rounds, is there a countback system to determine the championship?
I'll have to start on with the wins, I'd say, for sure. who had more wins than the other guy, and that's all we can really do, I think. Or if they're equal winners, we'd have to then go on seconds as well, or podiums or something like that. So, but they got their 2 drop rounds, so I mean, not rounds, races. So there's 10 races, 5 rounds, 5 tracks we go to, and so they're 2 worst scoring races. So at the moment, Aussie Carter's he'll only be dropping the race 1, and he'll keep the points for race 2. So it's not actually the round overall points; it's actually the races, individual races. So. Yeah, so multiple rounds, different rounds, they can drop a race from their worst scoring race, I should say, not round.
Oh, what's happened there? The Bandit, where's he gone?
The Bandit, he's going to have a big slowdown there, I'd say. He's decided to go motocrossing.
And, he did, didn't he? Just caught that.
I don't think he'll get too much damage out of that, but in real life you'd think that he'd have a lot of damage on the under tray, bouncing down through the grass there.
Well, he's the king of driving with damage, so I don't think it's going to affect him too much. But I'm not quite sure what happened there. Bit of oversteer, a bit early on the power, and away through the grass he goes.
I think he just pointed it and put his foot down and just decided just to go straight over on the grass there. But the point system is actually like the Formula 1, so it's 25 for first, 18 for second, 15 for third, 12, 10. 8, 6, 4, 2, 1, down to 10th.
Glad you remember all that.
Well, mate, we'll do our best to each round. We'll hopefully run through the championship, so our viewers will sort of know where everyone roughly is in the fight for the championship. Aussie Carters really wanted to make sure after race 1 there it wasn't. It wasn't a worse round, it was actually per race, and that's what it is. So he was happy about that because he thought that maybe this race is not in void, but I said yes it is, it means everything for him. So he's out there in front with a 8-second lead.
Doing it easy.
His teammate Gecko hasn't been able to do much there with Dreddy. The positions are sort of staying the same, the gap, and the battles aren't as thick and fast like they were in race 1, Pegasus.
No. That's because everybody's learnt and they all stayed out of each other's car. What a shame. That's what I said. We should have thrown in the wild card and said someone's got to start without a front wing. Maybe put them in about 3rd or 4th position. But yeah, tends to be what happens. They get it all out, of their system in the first race. And then they all settle down and they know what they've got to do, get on with the job. Good for them, not for us.
Quickly bring up, while we're watching Aussie Carters, you might want to quickly bring up the standings, and we can have a quick look to see what the time penalties were for Speedy, the Bandit and Dado, because I'd be interested to see if the Bandit got a big penalty cutting the grass there. Only 1 second.
Only 1 second.
Dado's, so I just thought if it was a big one, Dado might be in a shot for 5th here, but he's still chasing him down. His last lap was a little bit faster than Speedy, but not enough. He's got to try and pull out a little bit more if he can.
Some good laps there. Slowest ones are 132s. We've got some 131s, 130s.
Just look who's the fastest. So Aussie Carters did a 128 in race 2.
Yes.
28.8, so flying.
As we see him here. Got it together. His car's looking pretty stable. He's not too taily on the exits. Firm into the braking areas, hit the apexes.
It'd be all about now with these remaining 5 laps just to nurse those tyres and not punish him too much at front left if he can. Does one of the D-box cars have some trouble trying to get that power down?
I think that's slide science. Just have a pull up the map, see who's next. Gecko in the sister car, A&M Racing.
The undulations really make some good camera angles, doesn't it? Especially when they come up over the rises, they look fantastic. This part here, I really enjoyed the next camera, seeing them come down through this hill. You really see how steep that drop is.
Yeah, and he's on a fast lap here, got Gecko, 2 seconds up already. But yeah, I think the tracks. I think a lot of drivers like the tracks with the undulations. Just adds another dimension to the racing. You know, you go to tracks like Silverstone, and there's some nice
It's
corners
all
there, but
flat.
it's flat. It's pretty boring. You know, as you're alluding to, we're going to Bruno next, which has got some up and downs. It's just that other dimension to the racing, and it looks great on TV, as you say. There we go. Got Gecko with his fastest lap, so he's pushing hard. Only 5 seconds
Yeah,
off the dread.
29.276. So yeah, that's a good time. And so the calendar actually is Bruno for round 2, round 3 is Road America, and then we go to Zhuhai, round 4, and finish off at the Circuit of the Americas for round 5, which I think these cars are going to go really well around that track, because you know, up into turn 1 and then through those fast S bends, the curves there that get a little bit confusing sometimes, but with the aero, I think these cars should handle that fairly well.
And that's the full circuit, the GP circuit.
The full circuit, yeah, GP circuit. So
it's a tough track, that one.
Yeah,
it's got some fantastic corners, and it's got some absolute terrors.
They do, yeah.
And turn one. What do you do with turn 1? I don't know. I can never work out how to get round there. Where to brake going uphill.
Lines there, really.
It is.
There. You know, you can run a wide line. You can run one and cut right in. There's so many different ways, I think.
It's not dread. Just trying to find who's close. So we've still got so Bandit down in 6th place.
Yeah, well,
dropped another position.
Actually, Dado's made the move, yeah. So I was going to say, I was trying to watch them for a while, and yeah, I say to Bandit's actually had a little off.
There we go.
Looks like he's,
so maybe he did get some damage. He did get some damage when he crossed the grass.
Probably shot. Yeah, could have. Yep. Yeah, could be right.
He's had a bit of a loop somewhere and we've missed it.
But as we know, tyres is the main factor of grip. And when you start losing that, you know, no aero is going to help it. So the tyres contact on that road is the vital part.
Yep.
And that's been the battle of Algarve for so many different race series we've ever raced here, is just the tyres. If you can manage your tyres, you do well.
Yep. Quite an abrasive circuit, or is it just the heat, or a combination of both?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, I'm actually not too sure what the temperatures are here on the track.
Extremely wide.
These guys.
On the grass. So we'll keep watching him. He's giving us all the entertainment. Normally that's reserved for me when I drive. He's having trouble with the looks like the right front. I don't know. But yeah, we're grateful. It's always good to have a driver in the field that's like this. As he goes off.
Ooh. And now he's got to try and find which way he's got to go. And he could come under Matty Seekin.
There we go.
He's like, Matty Seekin took that spot.
So he might have, is there got suspension damage in this? Or has he worn his tyre out? Has he got a flat? He's got a flat.
Nah, I'm not too sure, but it looks like Matty Seekin will be happy to have made that move there and clear out in 6th. Now Dado's got that hoodoo position in 5th.
Sorry, I'm trying to find somebody who's...
Cirrus in 4th.
Here he is. This is it. So, just past Metal Drive, I believe. Just trying to get that over to him. Trying to find him on the maps makes it hard. So, good drive from him. 2 laps to go. And...
Ooh.
I didn't quite say it, but I was about to. He hasn't put a foot wrong, and I was managed to catch myself.
Yeah, well, he's done pretty good there, because he's got in front of him, as we know, the hot pace of both Aussie karters, Dread and Gecko. They're at another class at the moment, and
yes,
CMDR Cirrus is like the McLaren in real life, in Formula 1, sort of the next to the best.
Yep.
So
best of the rest.
The rest, yeah.
So,
and they did an outstanding job in the first race, 3rd and 4th, but him and his teammate with Matty Seekin.
Yep. At the moment, 4th and 5th. So well done to them. Dado, been pretty quiet, Dado. We haven't seen any excursions from him this race. Was in a battle
Well,
with
he's
Lockie
lost
earlier
positions,
on.
he's gained positions, and now he's back in the same position as he started in fifth.
Yes, and he'll be happy
so
with that.
He'd be generally happy with that. Yeah.
Yep.
So we've got another 2 more laps remaining of this motor race.
Who else have we got?
Hasn't been as exciting as the first one, so
No.
yeah, but
Just trying to find someone to look at.
I think you're right. We needed someone that didn't have a wing on that could actually fight with the guys and then cause some havoc in between. And
Yes.
that was obviously Speedy the Bandit, who's in 7th at the moment.
Oh, and there we go.
There goes
Gecko's just gone around.
Gecko. I love that shot where you can see another car powering up over the outside there on that last shot. Looks really good.
Yes. We weren't actually watching him there, so... Oh, dives up the inside.
Yeah, nice and clean. He was always going to make that nice. Who was doing that? Who's in that D box there behind him? Not too sure.
I think that's Dark Lord.
Dark Lord, yeah. So he's done really well to let him through there. Yeah.
And Cirrus, this has given Cirrus a sniff. He's only 2 seconds behind here. He's got the draft coming down the straight.
Yeah.
And he's got DRS. Will it pull him close enough?
Lap to
or
go.
Will he be disciplined enough to just say, look, I've made 4th place and I'll sit here? I don't know. What do you do? We talked about him being a racer. Hard. He's going for it, isn't he? He's going for it. Can't quite get past Dark Lord into turn 1. He's going to push.
He's definitely going pretty hard here. Dark Lord went off the track to let Cirrus come through. Yeah, he just wanted to get out of the race there, Lordy.
Just got to cut to the lead to see where he is on track. He's almost to the line, but
yeah,
just watch this for a couple more corners.
Through turn 10, I think it is.
Who's Gecko? Is he going to get round this corner? Come down the hill. He seems to have got through there all right. Yep.
Here he comes down through turn 9.
Anyway, back to the leader as he comes across the line. What a great recovery from race 1. Aussie Carters.
Yeah.
Congratulations, well done to him.
Yeah, the A&M racing team will be absolutely ecstatic there and sort of say that, well, that's redemption there.
Dread, consistent.
Dread, consistent, and yeah, he had a good battle there with Gecko for the first 5 or 6 laps. While Gecko was, you know, he got past Gecko and Gecko got him around the outside and hung it around there. And
yeah, and the first time in
hold on here for 3rd.
Yeah, first time in 9 races, Dread hasn't been on the winners' podium. Well done to Gecko.
Yeah,
had a bit of a scare there, but he's managed to bring it home. And Cirrus in 4th. Comes Dado, great drive from him.
In 5th.
Nice and clean.
A lot more cars on the lead lap. As the cars weren't involved in so many incidents, they'll be able to run their own race. So that was good to see. Matty Seeking coming around the final corner to take a well-deserved 6th position. He'll be happy there.
Yeah, and his first outing. It's done well for his first outing, so he's finished, a 4th and a 6th. Congratulations.
Yeah, very good. Speedy
this will be Speedy the Bandit. He'll be the last one to cross the line as the others were all lapped. Whoa! Where'd he go?
Hang on to it.
As we said, there's always one. There's always one. Keeps things interesting.
You were saying that you want someone like that in the coverage, and Speedy the Bandit sure showed plenty of entertainment there.
That was like me in Indy last night. I got to the last corner of 200 laps and stuck a wheel on the inside and spun it out. So it's never over till you get to the line. So a great race there by these guys.
Yeah, exactly right.
Aussie Carters, Dread and Gecko 1, 2 and 3. Cirrus another good drive for 4th. Dado Racer in 5th. Matty Seeking 6th. Speedy the Bandit 7th. Slide Science, good recovery for him. Back to 8th, Dark Lord 9th, Metal Drive 10th, and Lockie had to retire due to electrical problems.
Lap 7, I think. Yeah.
Lap 7.
Yeah, that was a good race to everyone. I think that would have given a lot of guys a lot of confidence in the cars and ready for next week at Bruno. knowing that the track's going to be a bit the same. Their setups are going to probably follow through, which is going to be. It's not. They don't have as slow corners, I guess, at Bruno, but they've still got the fast medium corners and the undulations. It's the guys are going to be able to carry these tunes over to. So that's going to be a good way to start the championship.
I've got to ask the question: what nationality is Matty seeking?
Yeah, not too sure, isn't it? It's a funny flag.
It is.
It's crazy.
I've never seen that one before. If anyone out there knows, feel free to text anyone else and let them know, and then we might get the message here at some stage. But maybe that's something we need to find out before the next race. Not of this world.
Yeah, that's it. That could be anywhere. But anyway, thanks for everyone for joining us here at ANZCRL Combined Racing League. It's good to have your viewing and your attendance to watch that. It's been good, and I'd like to thank Knight Pegasus for his good efforts here tonight.
Yep, thank you.
And if you want to join and look to see what we do here on Xbox and Project Cars, please look at us on Facebook at ANZCRL in groups and come and join. If you're Australia and New Zealand only, we ask. And also on our website at Aus-NZ, so that's AUS-NZCRL.weebly, WEEBLY.com. Okay, so until next week, guys at Bruno, have a safe week and enjoy the long weekend tomorrow.
Ciao.
Cheerio.